till they hit you on the face. Delay the decisions, particularly the hard decisions. Avoid the reality. Take the reality and assess the reality as you wish it to be and not as it exists on the ground. It's a mindset. It's not a mindset of only 60 years. It has been a mindset which has been with the Indian Hindu society particularly for a long time. But it has been most manifest in immediately after the India attained independence and Nehru's government came in power. Now under this mindset, how did our policies start working? Not sure of ourselves that in case we have been invaded in 1947 and we have got the military might to vacate our land and go and settle it and vacate the whole of it, we thought of going to the United Nations, thinking that the high moral positions will give a comfort, a psychological comfort, which the government always wanted to have. A weak governments always want to have that. Implication was the Kashmir problem got internationalized. It would not have been internationalized if we would not have gone to the United Nations. No question of plebiscite, this thing is the self-determination. It is a product of the mindset. Presuming that under a different mindset, India would have said, we have been attacked. Firstly, we are going to liberate what belongs to us, and then we are going to punish the aggressor. If that is the mindset, what would have happened? Could there be a hurriyat? Could there be a demand for plebiscite? Could there be any of these things that we are in? India's second mindset was pay the price to anyone who raises the eyebrows. If anybody shows you the adverse and the negative side, shows you the strength and the muscle power, try to appease, browbeat, bribe. Follow the policy of appeasement. Now, how did it manifest itself? You brought in Article 370 of the Constitution. It is the product of a mindset. It's a mindset of appeasement. Why 370 for them and not 550 other states which merged with India? Why one constitution for India and Kashmir has got a separate constitution? Why India has got an Indian penal code and Kashmir has got a Ranjit penal code? Once you accepted the position that they are different, you sowed the seeds of separatism. It is not Hurriyat which is responsible for this thing of separatism. We sowed the seeds of separatism. We told them you are different. You will have a different constitution, you can have a different flag, you can have a different penal code, you will have an Article 370, we have got an arrangement, we will give you the money, we will do the development, we will do everything. After all, it was a Kashmir majority, or the only Kashmir majority valley there that has got to be appeased. You paid up this thing as an appeasement with this mindset. It is not that it stopped at 370. Thereafter, it started the process and the precedent and the recurrence, which continues. And the price keeps on compounding with every coming development, with every coming generation. Then there was a mindset that we will remain totally committed to the certain principles as you sought a sense of security in those principles which are low-risk principles. That is, if we are attacked, we will retaliate or protect this thing. But if that attack is finished, the war is over. That allowed Pakistan to choose the timing, the terms, the place of engaging India either in peace, in covert war, or in proxy war, or in regular war. When they want to talk, we start talking. When they don't want to talk, there is no talk. If they want to attack, they attack. If they don't, if the attack is over, the war of 65 is over. If they do a terrorist action, there is an action, we try to minimize an effect on that. It is there, we forget about it. If Bombay has happened or if Parliament was the 6th, that's over, that's an event. So now, that emboldened Pakistan and felt that it could have the terms of peace and war with India totally which are one-sided dictated. After all, if we overdo, there is no cost for that. If we undertake a highly risky operation, they are not afraid that India will undertake an action which can undo the state of Pakistan. They assess India will raise the border fence. In case we start sending the terrorists, it is not that if we are sending 3,500 terrorists, India will send double the number to totally destroy the Pakistan. That is not the fear. The assessment is this: if we do that, India will raise the fence. If we still like this thing, India will probably raise some more battalions of border security force, have some additional second line of the Indian army on the border. India will always be on the defensive defense. And India will not take the defensive offense. The essential posture which in power dynamics plays the role. We maintain the army not for defending the country, but for deterring the opponents that it is not safe to tinker with India's security. So since we never made them pay the cost, they started the 65 war, they terminated the 65 war, they started the 47 Razakar aggression. When they wanted, they could not do it. They ended wherever India, India stopped, went to the United Nations. We had a chance in 71, we had many chances at many places. And after the Pakistan's ability to get it nuclearized, this India's tolerance threshold has been raised manifold. And Pakistan assesses that India, anyway, I will come to the Pakistani mindset later, but then this is the Indian mindset. That in case you are speaking from a high moral ground, this is the most effective antidote against all ill-conceived misadventures, guilty operations by Pakistan or any other country. We will win. No, sir, we don't. In the game of power, the ultimate justice lies with the one who is strong. If you are not strong, it is immaterial whether you are right or you are wrong. It is not something that is written or not written by the philosophers. It is something which is written by the 5,000 history of this world. There is a justification for having a Babur Road in Delhi, who came as an aggressor from distant land of Fargana, but there is no Rana Sangha Road in Delhi because Rana Sangha was the loser. He lost in the battleground, so there is nothing to commemorate. There is to commemorate the winner, even if he was an aggressor. In his own this thing, he demolished 360 temples as per the Baba Lama's own this thing, and all the atrocities that have been committed is immaterial. This is a power game. It's not here, it's the world over. The thing is that if you have got to be a power player, and running a state, managing the government is a game of power dynamics. As a power player, we have got to internalize. There is no problem about Ashoka. There is one observation made by a very, very celebrated French philosopher recently. He said, Ashoka was a king, Mahatma Buddha was a king. Both taught ahimsa. But Mahatma Buddha, before taking ahimsa, became an ascetic, which is the dharma of an ascetic, of this thing. Ashoka did a betrayal, he remained a king and talk of this thing because this is not Rajdharma. Because he has the duty to protect his people. He has the duty to protect his kingdom. He has got to protect the weak, the infant, the women, the sick. As a king, that is his duty, but it was perfectly all right if he would have gone and become an ascetic and then peace justice. Because that is what is the thing of that. Now, when you are in a government, when you are in army, you can't be non-violent. That is not your district. You can't undermine the national security interest and talk about ideologies and philosophies which may undermine the nation's vital interests. You know, we never had not only the deterrence to Pakistan, but even to the separatists. And as you know that I have been in an organization where we do maintain a lot of contact with these groups. The Hurriyat people or the separatists cannot be paid by the ISI or influenced by the ISI more than what Indian intelligence or the Indian state can do that. We are much more powerful to fight them. Why is it that they still always tilt towards Pakistan? Why is it that there is no one who is prepared to speak on behalf of India and the Kashmiri, among the Kashmiri Muslims, including those with whom you have invested heavily, giving the power, the money, and probably living in the this thing of that they cannot as strongly articulate their Indian position and stop for the Indian position that some of the Gilanis and Bhatts and Loans had done in the past and present. Do you know what the fact are? They are afraid of ISI. This present change started not with Machel incident. It started with the attack on Fazlihat, who was a moderate separatist, in December 2009. The earlier phase had started with killing of Lord, who was a Hurriyat member who wanted to talk against the wishes of the ISI. It is a fear of ISI which keeps Maulvi Farooq or anybody, even Gilani, to toe the Pakistani line. India's this thing had no deterrence. Not only that they are not afraid that the Indian state can do or the Indian society can do anything to them, they had been given the highest form of security, the comfort, even their medical treatments are borne out by the Indian government, even their medical help and everything that they require are borne out by them. So this policy of appeasement and a lack of deterrence has impelled people to become anti-national and take all the advantages from India. Because there is no cost involved in that. You can take all the advantages and still remain anti-national.